Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This is part 2 of this unboxing. I don't know what this unboxing is, but it's a cool little box. Has like some really great stuff in it. And I'm just going to show you some more stuff. So if you haven't seen the first part, I definitely recommend you watch it because there's some under the radar books that are in there that you can pick up so cheap. And you got to check them out. It's just they're so cheap and yet they're cool. So definitely check that video out. But this video is going to have some really cool stuff too. So let's get into it. This is the first bundle of books that we're going to open up. Now let's see if I can open this up. So this one, they put a lot of tape on it. I didn't realize it was going to be this tapey. Okay, so this is from My Comic Shop. This is like an order from My Comic Shop. And aha, I know what this is. So I'm one of those people that, decides that I'm going to like get into a run of comics, whatever it is, and I buy the whole run. I try to get the whole run. I'm a completionist. And I sort of got into this one series called the Kilroys. Kilroys are sort of like, kind of like Archie. And they were produced by CG. And so they're very affordable. Like this is an affordable golden age run to pick up. They usually go anywhere from $10 to maybe $50 if they're in reasonable grade. And some of the more good girl covers maybe $100 at the max. Not an expensive run to get. So this is Kilroy's number 11. So kind of cool book. And we got Kilroy's number 32. Nice. There's some good girl art in some of them as well. So I kind of like this run. I'm trying to get just all the ones. So this is Kilroy's number 30. And Kilroy's number 22. They're all in there. See, it's like, as I said, it's very similar to Archie, like where they're kind of in these silly situations. And then we got Kilroy's number 20. He's wearing a dunce cap. And then we got the Kilroy's number 29. And the Kilroys were basically like a family called the Kilroys. And, just their silly stories. But for those people that are not familiar with the term Kilroy, it actually comes from during the Second World War, when the American Army would capture a certain place or go to when they would pass through a certain area, they would put this kind of symbol called the Kilroy on the different buildings and bridges and stuff like that. And so this was actually, it was Kilroy was here. It was the kind of a slogan that they would use. And this comic kind of has that. So it's Kilroy's. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. See? Kilroy was here. So it's kind of playing off that World War II, Kilroy's was here kind of thing. Kilroy was here. So this is issue number 2. And I actually have issue number 1. I'm trying to get the run. There's like a whole bunch in the run. I think there's like 50 issues. So yeah, it's kind of a big run, but working on it, working on that one. Okay, so that's the Kilroys, and a little bit of history behind it as well. So it's kind of cool. There's actually in the Kilroys one, because ACG they were producing 3D comics, and the way that they would do their 3D comics was they would do these kind of like black borders, so you didn't actually need to use glasses. You could sort of see the comic in 3D without using glasses. And they basically had it running across all of their comic series, which is kind of weird. So yeah, so I'm going to show you some more of that. More of the Kilroys, I should say. So this is Kilroy's number 50. And I don't have the ones with the 3D, so I'd love to get the ones with the 3D, but they're quite rare. And those ones do go for a bit more money. Kilroy's 36. I think it's 51 that has the 3D. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But this is Kilroy's 53. And then we got Kilroy's 45. And he's like, wise guy, do you think I'm a cannibal? Because it looks like him. It's kind of funny. And we got Kilroy's number 44. Now, at the very end of all this, we got a super rare comic. This, and it's actually weird. Like, there's certain comics that I've been sort of hunting for that are just insanely rare. Like, insanely rare. When I say insanely rare, I mean there's less than 10 known to exist. Well, this is one of those comics that fits that bill. I put an alert on my comic shop for this comic. Now, the funny thing was, I don't know why, but it was like this. Two of these comics came up. Like two of this particular comic came up. One came up on Heritage Auctions, and one came up on my comic shop, all within like a week of each other. So the first one came up on Heritage Auctions, and it was in a set. It was in a set like because there was actually 7 issues, and it's only number 6 that I'm really interested in. And there were 7 issues. They sold as a lot the 7 issues, and it went for I think over almost like $2,000. That kind of range, like $1,500, $2,000. It was around there for the lot of 7. So, and it's really issue number 6 that is kind of the big key from the run. And I'll explain why. It is incredibly rare, but it's one that you kind of need if you want to complete your Seduction of the Innocent run. And that's what I'm trying to do. It is Christmas Comics number 6. And I've seen this book offered only 3 times. Actually, the Heritage Auctions, the guy that bought it, his name was Blizzard, and he actually put it up on eBay later, and he broke up the lot and he sold the books individually. And this book sold for, I think he sold it for about $350, somewhere around there. This book came up on my comic shop just before Blizzard mentioned it on eBay. And I picked this up for $175. So I was quite happy to pick it up. And it was probably about the same grade, if not better. So yeah, so it basically, this book, when it came up on my comic shop, I had an alert. Within 5 seconds, I bought this book because I didn't want to miss out on it because it is such a hard book to get. As I said, I believe there's only 6 on the census, something like that. And it is just a really rare book. It's one that was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent because it reprints a story from Captain Action, I believe it is. And that was mentioned, or Captain Video, sorry, Captain Video. And that was also mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. And I forgot the reason why it was mentioned, but that's the reason this is mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. So it's kind of a cool book to pick up. It's basically Fawcett stories with Captain Marvel and stuff like that. But it's kind of a cool book. Very rare, very, very rare. And it's really hard to get it in decent condition. So I was quite excited to get this book. So Xmas Comics number 6. And it's quite thick. It's like a big, big, thick book. You can see how thick it is. So very cool. Very cool book. Okay. So that is that one. I'm going to do some more. So these are some more of my comic shop orders. Okay. Some more great stuff in here. Okay, I'm just sort of organizing it. Okay, so this one was another book that I saw from one of the guys that follows my channel. He does, he responds to my challenges, my Friday challenges, and his name is Black Box Silver and Bronze. If you haven't checked out his channel, I recommend you check out his channel. So Black Box Silver and Bronze. he did a thing where he was showing kind of great covers, and he showed this one. I was like, oh wow, that is a really great cover. So I had to pick it up. So it's NAM number 23. Not an expensive book, but just such a great cover. Just like a really great Christmassy cover too. So just a really great one. I really like that one. Okay, and then we got another guy that I interviewed was D-Ronk. And he was talking about this book, and he kind of got me sort of interested in it. And it's The What If the Clone Lived. So this is kind of an interesting story. So this is related to the Scarlet Spider. And, you know, sort of a cool book. So it's What If number 30. And I believe this is quite rare in high grade. Not rare in the lower grades, obviously, but in a 9.8, I believe there's only 2 or 3 known to exist. He was telling me how rare it was in high grade. So very interesting book. So that's What If number 30. Next one is more Kilroy's. So as I said, I'm trying to get the run. This is Kilroy's number 43, and it's kind of funny. He's like seeing how close the ball's coming. Oh, it's like I'm right on the. Can see it really closely, but he's gonna get whacked by the ball. Okay, and then next one is this is Alpha Flight number 41. And actually, again, Black Box Silver and Bronze recommended this book to me. This is the first appearance of the Purple Man's daughter. And that's her right there. The Purple Man's daughter. So that's her first appearance. Alpha Flight number 41. Not an expensive book, but just kind of a cool first appearance. And this one is just one, I actually might already have this book, but I figured I'd pick it up again. This is Archie and Friends Superheroes number 1. And I just picked it up because, you know, I've been picking up a lot of Archie stuff. So this was not expensive. It's just kind of a cool, him as a superhero. And I actually picked up a couple of these books. Okay, and this one, I believe, I'm just trying to remember. This is just, I think, just a cool cover. I think it's just a cool cover. I'm trying to remember the reasoning. This is Delirium number 1. I believe that this was like $1. It's like, it's just I thought it was kind of a cool cover. So it's Delirium number 1 from Metro Comics from 1987. Kind of a cool cover though. All right, and speaking of cool covers, we got somebody. I did a challenge where it was underwater covers, and somebody said, "Hey, you really should check out this cover." So I checked out this cover, and I thought it was a great underwater cover. So we got the girl in the bikini, and we got Submariner kind of beating up the monster as well. So this is Submariner number 70. Kind of a cool underwater cover. So that was the reason for that one. You know, people recommend different comics to me, and often I'll pick them up because I agree that they're cool. Okay, so this one looks like all big ones. Like, I mean, big, like magazine style. Let's see if I can get it out without. Okay, this is going to be a bunch of magazines. Oh, interesting. Okay, I forgot what these were. I forgot that I'd ordered these. This is just, I'm not even sure what to describe this as. This is just a series. I already have like number 1 from this series, but I figured I might as well get the complete run. It's just a good girl pinup kind of style art. It's called a magazine called Tease. It would have like Betty Page and stuff like that in it. And it was like, I believe it was, yeah, produced in the 90s, 1994. So this is Tease number 2. I have number 1 already, but so it's Tease number 2. And then we got Tease number 3, I should say, 3. Kind of, you know, as I said, this kind of good girl pinup kind of style covers and artwork inside. And then we got tease number... Oh, so I didn't get the complete run. I got most of them, but not all of them. It's tease number 5. All the ones that my comic shop had available. So then we got tease number 7. I actually like this one. Little snake cover. Tease number 7. And this one's kind of funny. So it's like a photo one. And tease number 9. Some burlesque thing. So kind of interesting. You know, I haven't looked inside to see what they're like. I imagine it's not child appropriate, but you know, kind of a cool little run. Okay, what's the next one? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to open this up without. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. This book is worth over $100,000. And I'll explain why. And you'll be like, why? Why is this book worth $100,000? So a few months ago, when when you're watching this, I was on a show called The Hunt. And The Hunt is basically a show where you go up against other opponents and you compete. Who has the best cover? And the audience watching, there was about 30 people watching the video. I get to choose which cover is the best. So I wanted to I just wanted to dominate. I just wanted to win. You know, I was like, you know, I'm going to dominate. I'm going to totally, you know, crush the guy. And so I brought my Wonder Woman #1, which is a 7.5, which is a $100,000 book. It's like a big book. And I was like, you know, I'm going to win. I'm going to win this round because everyone's going to vote. Why wouldn't they vote for Wonder Woman #1? That's the big book. So the other guy, he showed this book. And this book won. And not even close. It wasn't even close. I think I got like maybe 5 votes. He got like 15 votes. It just didn't make sense. And so this book was the one that won. And I think there was a bit of shenanigans going on but I think it's also the guy's personality. He just is kind of funny. So people kind of liked him. And they didn't like me. I'm so sad. But they voted for him over me because of this book. This is the book that beat Wonder Woman #1. So this book, based on public opinion, is worth more than a Wonder Woman 1. So this is Street Sharks #1. And like sort of nostalgia, I guess, because it's one of those quirky comics. Like, I picked this up for $10. And high grade, actually. I noticed that this can go for quite a bit of money. But it's just kind of funny that this was the one that he beat me with. And I don't know why people, like, it's not even that great of a cover. But people like this one better. So it is what it is. So that is the book that can beat a Wonder Woman #1. Okay. So we got one more book to show. And this is a big book. This is a really cool book. I actually had a lot of issues getting this book. And I was actually worried that the guy wasn't going to honor the deal. So this book had come up on eBay auctions. And, you know, it started out with one of those, you know, dollar bids kind of start. And it, you know, it kind of didn't go up. People weren't placing their bids. People were just sort of hovering. Okay. And it went up to like 150. Okay. Which is not even close to the value of this book. And then at the last 5 seconds, so I put a bid of like $700. I think it was like maybe more than that, maybe $800. Actually, I put a serious bid because I knew how much this book was worth. I put a bid of $800. So I thought, oh, okay, you know, I'm definitely going to win with $800. And I put it at the last 5 seconds. It was still at 150. And I won it at $300. I think it was just under $300. So this book normally sells for $1,000, like in this grade, maybe $1,500 in this grade, actually. So I was super excited to win it for $300. And at first, the guy wouldn't ship it. I was like worried he was going to send it. So like 3 weeks passed and he hadn't sent it. And I was like, oh, are you going to send it? And then he tried to cancel the order. I'm like, hey, you can't just cancel the order. And like, so then I got him to finally, after like begging him to send it, he sent it. He honored the deal. But I was a little bit worried. So this is Chilling Tales number, what number is it? I always forget the numbering on this one. I think it's number 10. Chilling Tales number 10. Just a really great skull cover. It's got the skeletons at the bottom and the skeleton guys dropping this girl in bondage. Not quite a red dress, but close enough. Into this well. It says, Mark of the Beast. It's just really great cover. And this is a highly sought after book. As I said, I saw this book, maybe similar grade, sell for about $2,000 once. So yeah, so very, that was actually in a private sale as well. So I was quite excited to get this book. It's just such a key book, in my opinion. So yeah, Chilling Tales number 10, I believe. I believe it's number 10. I always forget the numbering. Okay, but it's a very cool book. So that's it. That would be the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed my stories and my comics that I showed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can, share this video to others so that they can see these videos and help the channel grow. So thank you again for watching. Bye for now.